Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Jess. So Bitcoin has recently had its first weekly candle close of 2025, potentially setting out the trajectory of the price action for weeks to come. We're going to dive into the charts today to talk about that recent close, as well as what it means on both the short time frame and macro charts, including bullish validations and the potential bearish case scenarios. As always, before we get into all that, make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to get regular Bitcoin analysis every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. If you're after even more content, be sure to check out my free Telegram channel, and if you're interested in my VIP channel, you can get more details over here. VIP gives you exclusive access to my personal trading setups with exact entry points, targets, and stop losses. Alrighty guys, so diving into the charts here, let's talk about the recent price action before we dive into the close and what it all means. So over the last couple of weeks, we can see here Bitcoin has had a little bit of a sort of bearish period of price action, been struggling a little bit, particularly entering into that Christmas and December New Year period where we bottomed out here at $91,000. Now following the end of 2024, overall in the last couple of days of 2025, we've recovered fairly well. Bitcoin has definitely pushed upwards from 91k support over here and are in some sort of vague, uptrend over here, right? Currently sitting at around $98,000. Now the market is still sort of trading at very, very low volumes. If we take a look at, for example, this volume chart over here, we know that volume is still at around $82 billion, right? It fluctuates between 120 and 180, so that's very, very low. In terms of trading volume, that is equivalent to what it was at around that sort of end of year period and Christmas period, where we're sitting around $82 to $90 billion. So the volume is still really, really low, and I don't think that's going to improve until the US market opens. For institutional trading, that's tonight at midnight on Monday, or their equivalent of Monday in the US, right? But regardless of all that, we've still seen a push upwards, and the price has actually gained enough strength to have a very, very bullish weekly candle close just this morning. So we're going to dive in and talk about that weekly candle close and what that means about the price action moving forward, and then the daily time frame as well, to talk about what we need to see there, what's going to validate a continuation up to $108,000, the current all-time high, and potentially beyond that. Before we get into the rest of the video, guys, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor, BTC. We can get 15% off all of your trading fees and up to $5,500 in sign-up rewards when you create your free account using the link down in my description box. BTC is an emerging cryptocurrency exchange committed to providing you with a secure, convenient, and highly functional trading and investment platform. Available across all countries as a non-KYC exchange, get global access to over 150 trading pairs with minimal fees on both spot and futures contracts. Join today to get $5,500 in sign-up rewards and get 15% off all of your trading fees by signing up using the link in my bio or by using the code 1GG3 when you create your account. So the recent weekly candle close was above this crucial level of resistance here at $98,000. And the reason why that level was so important was because in the previous price action over here, when we had 3 weeks of very bullish sort of rallying following the descending channel breakout all the way in October, we saw a small correction here at resistance at $98,000, right? That's where we saw our first pullback in that rally. And it wasn't until breaking above that level of resistance once again in that following candle that Bitcoin was able to facilitate a bullish continuation to the range high, or the all-time high, and the eventual local top at 108,000. So in that correction, falling back below $98,000, that previously established level of support, that is when Bitcoin saw a complete retracement to this lower range over here at 91 to 92k. Now, this most recent candle closing above 98k, that tells us here that on a weekly time frame, we have established a local bottom. So finally, we know that after establishing that local bottom, we have a high probability now on a very high time frame. This is a weekly chart, right, of seeing a bullish continuation up to $108,000, right? We've marked a change of character level and flipped it as a base of support. Now, while that weekly candle close was really, really bullish, what it fails to do is confirm an immediate bullish continuation. And what we need for that is over here on the daily chart. So it's still high time frame chart, but it sort of maps out potential day-to-day fluctuations in the price and potential short time frame or shorter time frame corrections, maybe over the next couple of days, as opposed to that sort of macro time frame. So over here on the daily chart, what I said in my prior videos still very much holds despite that weekly close. We're still waiting for a move above the prior high in this sort of downtrend over here at $99,000 to $100,000. That is our most crucial level of resistance right now. And in a similar nature to closing above $98,000 on that weekly time frame, closing above 100 here on a daily chart maps a sort of change of character level where in pushing above the prior high, Bitcoin starts to establish a high time frame uptrend here on the daily chart, and that is going to facilitate in a break above this RSI trendline as well, so in a positive shift in momentum, a push to $108,000. So essentially what this close tells us is that we've marked the bottom. It is unlikely that Bitcoin goes below $92,000, but we're still waiting for that sort of shorter time frame confirmation to see that push up. If we pull up the Ichimoku indicator on the daily time frame, we can sort of gain a little bit of an understanding of what a break above, or when a break above 100K resistance is going to be. And that's purely based off the assumption that following the breakout of our Ichimoku cloud here, or the top of our leading span A, we are going to continue to hold that level as a base of dynamic support. Now, if we take a look at that momentum mapped out and projected forward, that breakout of 100K is around I think the 9th of January. Yeah, so the 9th or the 10th of January, which is in about a week's time, or just under a week's time, which if you think about it, guys, kind of makes sense, right? Institutional trading doesn't even start back up until, midnight tonight / early tomorrow morning, and it'll take a couple days for the market to return to original volume or normal trading volume. And so when that happens, it is going to be when, if the buys, are gaining strength, that we're actually going to see that displayed on the charts, right? Because right now, even though we've had that really bullish weekly candle close, the price action has been quite slow over the last couple of days, and it corresponds really well to that volume chart that we saw earlier. So we've seen kind of, a lot of volatility in terms of big wicks to the downside and upside, but the closes themselves haven't had any sort of, real impact here. They're very, very small movements in terms of the closes. And so we're looking for that sort of shift and that change in volume and, that return to normal price action and behavior to actually see enough of a move to push Bitcoin into aggressive bullish price action. Moving into the smaller time frame charts, we can see that 97 to 98K is actually holding quite well as a base of support over here, right? We're actually in a little bit of a short time frame uptrend, and potentially we'll see that third retest and validation of the trend line here with that next tap of $97,000. Zooming into the even smaller time frame charts as well, we can see that Bitcoin is actually quite bullish. We're laddering upwards through short time frame levels of resistance, the next one currently being at $98,700. So that is likely then to facilitate, in a break of which on these hourly charts, a bullish continuation on the short time frame to tap 99K resistance. Otherwise, we're going to continue to see chop within this sort of horizontal range here between 97 and 98.8 thousand. Alrighty guys, that is all the analysis that I have for you today. If you enjoyed the video or you learned something, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're after even more content, be sure to check out my free Telegram for daily updates as well as crypto and economic news. And if you're interested in my VIP channel, you can get more details over here. VIP gives you exclusive access to my personal trading setups with exact entry points, targets, and stop losses. And if you are a trader, don't forget to sign up down below to BitUnext to get 15% off all of your trading fees. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!